Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Businesses struggling during the pandemic get a break from the weather. Restaurants tell us about the perfect week for customers to follow COVID guidelines.
A state line tradition also gets a break from the weather. The outdoor vigil honors sacrifices made across the world.
And we have the ultimate example of the show must go on. That's been tough during the pandemic. A performance this weekend's a true jump down the rabbit hole. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
We begin with an update in the murder investigation of Rachel Dishman. The Rockford man charged in her death says he didn't do it.
Joseph Peppers pleaded not guilty this afternoon. He's charged with murder, aggravated domestic battery, and concealment of a homicidal death. His bond is set at $5 million. Dishman was reported missing October 25th. 2 days later, her body was found in Winnebago County off Cunningham Road near Springfield. Peppers was arrested the same day. He's scheduled to be back in court December 2nd.
One person is dead after a fire overnight in Beloit. Firefighters were called to the home on West Grand Avenue just before 3 this morning. Crews found heavy fire coming from the second floor when they got to the scene. Firefighters went into the home when they learned someone may be inside. During a search, one person was found and was pronounced dead. That person has yet to be identified. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Another day, another record as Illinois battles against COVID-19. The state reported more than 10,300 new cases, beating yesterday's previous high of about 9,900. Meanwhile, our region's rolling positivity rate remains nearly 16%. Still, only 4 counties reported higher rates from yesterday. Those are DeKalb, Lee, Ogle, and Winnebago. Carroll and Stevenson stayed the same, but Boone, Joe Davies, and Whiteside counties all showed some improvement.
It's been a difficult year for area restaurants, but our streak of warm weather's created an opportunity this week and for the weekend. Ari Bruckman spoke with a pair of Rockford bars, hoping to take advantage of the unseasonable gift.
Yeah, we hope everybody comes to enjoy it.
COVID-19 has presented many challenges for businesses. The state-issued mitigation means local restaurants and bars can't seat customers inside.
We have a small establishment. We're trying to be local. We're trying to regenerate the neighborhood.
But this stretch of warm weather is perfect for outside patios. 8th Ward Pub opened during the pandemic, and Rockford staple the Olympic Tavern is celebrating 75 years in business. General Manager Zach Rotello says they're loving these spring-like temps.
This year has been one where I think most businesses have to be opportunistic and taking advantage of every good opportunity that comes our way. So thankfully we have some good weather heading at us this weekend. We're going to make the best of it.
While 2020 has been difficult for local bars and restaurants, and with winter creeping in, now is the time to get all of your outside time in before the cold forces us out.
We've been through some different struggles throughout the years, and we've figured out how to make it work, and I'm pretty confident that we are going to continue to do that even with all the current struggles facing us.
A Rockford resident tells me it's important to get out, eat, and enjoy the weather this weekend.
I think it's important that everybody gets to go out and kind of keep things on a normal.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
While restaurants hope to cash in on the warm weather, a nonprofit preps for winter, which is why the group Coats for Hope is kicking off its annual drive for the 6th year. The group hopes to donate at least 3,000 winter items among 4 organizations, including the YWCA and Rockford Family Peace Center. They were chosen for their work helping domestic violence victims. About 24 drop-off boxes will be placed at locations across northern Illinois. We've posted the list of locations at mystateline.com.
Hononegah High School's theater students are set to put on a show unlike one they've ever done before. The title's familiar, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but the way the story will be told is different. Actors will social distance but still interact as if they're next to each other. They'll also perform in a way that makes the audience feel like they're part of the show. Senior Jenna Carroll tells us it was difficult, but says the experience proved their team can overcome adversity.
We all obviously developed really strong teamwork skills because we all obviously had to work together to develop this. And I think it was just a wonderful learning experience to learn, how to overcome challenges that come to you in life.
You can watch Alice's Adventures in Wonderland on Facebook and online tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday afternoon. We have those links on our website, mystateline.com. Some major shifts in key battleground states overnight pushed Joe Biden into the lead over President Trump in the race for the White House.
Votes are still being counted, but Alexa Prescia reports the Biden campaign could declare victory as early as tonight.
Tonight, millions of eyes will be on Wilmington, Delaware. A Biden campaign official telling ABC News the former vice president is expected to speak. A senior advisor telling ABC we should expect a similar event to the one they were planning election night. Overnight, vote totals in key states boosting their confidence and chances of victory. Joe Biden taking a slim lead in Georgia, now up by more than 1,500 votes, but with several thousand more ballots left to count. Biden getting his biggest boost from Clayton County, an area long represented by the late Georgia Congressman John Lewis, a fierce critic of President Trump. The president still alleging foul play.
The election apparatus in Georgia is run by Democrats.
Georgia Secretary of State oversees elections.
Obviously, the Secretary Raffensperger is a Republican. I'm a Republican. The job of elections directors in this office is to count every legal vote.
While winning Georgia would be good for the Biden campaign, winning Pennsylvania would put Biden over the 270 Electoral College threshold to become president-elect. Overnight, he took a lead in the Keystone State, which has only grown since. And there are still tens of thousands left to count, including in Democratic-leaning Philadelphia County.
While some, including the president, continue to spew baseless claims of fraud, claims for which his team has not produced one iota of evidence, what we have seen here in Philadelphia is democracy, pure and simple.
That was Alex Prescia. This afternoon, President Trump said the integrity of the election process is on the line, and he will bring the fight to courts if he has to. He also said he has no plans to concede the election to Biden.
It's one of the most patriotic state line traditions. A whole line of American flags and veterans standing guard for 24 hours. Dylan Siraki's in DeKalb County for the Veterans Vigil.
Eric Mimi, a local veteran, is already standing guard here outside the DeKalb County Courthouse. At least one veteran will be on duty guarding the red, white, and blue through 4 o'clock tomorrow evening. Organizers say the 24-hour vigil is designed as a way for servicemen and women to honor their fellow members of the armed forces. More than 130 flags line the front lawn of the courthouse as part of the event. Veterans take 1-hour shifts guarding the memorial. A small opening ceremony was held before the first veteran started his watch. Organizer Dwayne Atkins says in past years, veterans have dealt with frigid temperatures while on duty. He's thankful for the warm weather this weekend.
I pulled a lot of guard at various hours of the night, and there's just something serene, I think, about being out there by yourself, just taking in nature, and it certainly helps when it's 50, 60, 70 degrees as opposed to 20.
Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 9 and 10, hear from the veteran who took the first watch this year about why he participates in the vigil year in and year out. Reporting in DeKalb County for your home team, I'm Dylan Siraki.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Dew.
Happy Friday, State Line. You got me working from home today. I got to tell you, though, it was kind of a bummer staying inside, although we had a gorgeous day today. Just lots of sunshine, lots of warm weather as well. Here's a live look over the Park Hills Golf Course in Freeport, where we're seeing nothing but clear sky overhead. The sun is now setting on the State Line, and conditions are still pretty warm as well after spending most of the day in the lower to even middle 70s. Right now, temperatures have dropped into the middle to upper 60s. We're at 68 currently in Rockford, 64 in Rochelle, 62 in DeKalb. Still seeing clear skies over most of the State Line, a little bit more cloud cover in a few isolated areas. And this is all thanks in big part to some pretty decent winds that we've been seeing coming out of the south and southwest for much of the day. You can see sustained wind speeds are still north of 10 miles an hour in several spots. Now, this is the reason that we've been so warm lately, at least down here near the surface. When you look above the surface, the biggest reason for this warm up here is actually our pattern in the jet stream. Our jet stream is not only moving very fast, but is also sitting well to our north. You can see it well up in Canada there, and that's pulling up a lot of very warm air from the south and parking it over the State Line. Once again, not only is it sitting so far to our north, but it's also moving very fast. And the faster that the jet stream moves, the bigger the influence it has on our weather, and that does include our temperatures. And so you can see that's pretty much the story across much of the Midwest, even out into parts of the Central Plains. So just look at some of these temperatures that we're seeing across the region. 81 degrees, Sioux Falls, South Dakota reached today. 80 degrees in Grand Island, Nebraska. Even as far north as Rapid City, South Dakota, they were in the mid-70s today, so we're not the only ones feeling this very nice weather. And we're actually breaking some records for this nice weather. So this is now the 4th consecutive day that we've seen temperatures in the 70s. This ties the record for the most consecutive days in the 70s in a November. This has only happened 3 times before, in 1938, 1978, and 1999. So this is now the 4th time this has happened on record. We also beat the record for the highest temperature recorded on a November 6th today. The prior record was 74 degrees. We reached 75 degrees, and we're not slowing down, at least anytime soon. If we take a look ahead at the next few days, temperatures are expected to remain in the 70s through the weekend and even into Monday. And we could possibly break a few more records. The record high on Sunday is 75 degrees, and that's where we're forecast to be. We're expected to be just a hair shy of the record on Monday. The record there is 74 degrees. We're forecast to be at 73. However, of course, that could always change. We could be breaking a couple more records by the time Monday rolls around. Now, we're also seeing lots of sunshine today, no rain anywhere near the state line. This big ridge or sort of overarching pattern in the jet stream that we talked about is creating a very strong and very large system of high pressure over much of the country, keeping much of the country very sunny and very rain-free as well. And this is going to keep our rain chances very minimal over the next several days. If we take a look ahead with our futurecast, clear conditions are going to hang around through the rest of the evening, overnight, and into tomorrow morning as well. Now notice how our winds are still pretty strong coming out of the south and the southwest. It's going to keep temperatures nice and warm as we head into our Saturday tomorrow. Similar conditions for our Sunday, just lots of sunshine overhead. Could see a few more clouds though roll through Sunday morning rather, but we're not expecting any rain still all the way through the weekend, and even into Monday, conditions should remain pretty dry. And so tonight, temperatures should drop into the low 50s, mostly clear conditions. We're going to see a little bit of a breeze overnight tonight, but the winds are going to pick up quite a bit for tomorrow, gusting at around 25 miles an hour at times, but that's going to help us warm back into the mid-70s for tomorrow. And as we saw, the warm weather is going to last with us, or stick with us through the weekend and into Monday. But by the time Veterans Day rolls around on Wednesday, conditions are going to be feeling a lot different around here. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s. We should end the week in the lower 50s.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Lever.
Another day and another setback for high school basketball in the state line. The Big Northern Conference has announced it will not be holding a boys or girls conference season this year. But schools still have the option of playing non-conference games if they choose to. Those non-conference games could entail Big Northern schools playing against each other. The Bears are going to snap their 2-game losing streak Sunday in Nashville. They're going to have to find a way to stop the most dangerous running back in the NFL, Derrick Henry. He is a beast. He's picked up this season where he left off in the playoffs last season. He leads the NFL with 775 yards rushing. He also has rushed for 8 touchdowns. Chuck Pagano and Khalil Mack have to devise a way to deal with Henry.
And we're going to do our best to contain him and control him and shut him down, So there's numbers out there that say if you hold him to this, the win percentage for the defense goes way up. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Just understand how big and fast this guy is. And he's a special talent. And it's going to be a great challenge for our defense.
Well, here's some good news for the Bears. Jermaine Infetti was activated from the COVID list today. He will play, but several other Bears have been ruled out for the game. Sam Mustipher, Roy Robertson-Harris, John Jenkins, Mitch Trubisky, and Cole Kmet is questionable. Now, I had the Bears losing this game, another close one, 27-24. We're going to see a little more offensive production against the Titans' 25th-ranked defense. But the Titans' run game, the steady play of quarterback Ryan Tannehill, and the Bears' offensive line issues will hold back the Bears. And the Packers are feeling good about reaching the halfway point in their season with a 6-2 record and sitting in first place. And they beat a depleted 49ers team last night, 34-17. Matt LaFleur prefers to focus on the Packers' effort rather than on the 49ers' injury issues.
I thought the energy was there. That was something that we were looking forward. And, I thought really all 3 phases came to play.
That's sports. We'll be right back.
Let's take a look at our first one interactive radar sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and more. You can see no rain anywhere near the state line, just lots of clear skies after a very sunny Friday here in the state line. Very dry conditions are going to stick with us through the weekend as temperatures are going to remain nice and warm, lower to middle 70s. 70s even hanging on as we head into Monday. A cold front pushing through though is going to bring us a good chance for some showers, possibly even a few thunderstorms come Tuesday, and then drop us all the way down into the upper 40s for Veterans Day on Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Kevin. It looks like a mistake, doesn't it? The
It
49
does.
after
Yeah,
the
right.
70s.
Thanks for spending a little time with us. Stay safe.